Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to talk about something that can completely change the way you live, the way you think, and the way you deal with people. Not motivation, not temporary inspiration, but real maturity. Because listen carefully. Growing older is automatic, but becoming mature is a choice. And most people never make that choice. They react to everything. They expect too much. They trust the wrong people. They talk too much. They lose control over their own mind, and then blame the world. But today, you are going to learn something different. Today, you are going to learn the 6 laws of maturity. These are not just rules. These are powerful principles that can make you calm in chaos, strong in silence, and focused in a distracted world. And if you truly understand these laws, not only will your life change, but your thinking will become sharper, your communication will become clearer, and yes, this will also help you improve your English, because you are learning through real, powerful ideas. So stay with me till the end, because one of these laws might be the exact thing you need to change your life. Law 1. Control yourself, not others. This is the first law of maturity, and this one law alone can change your entire life. But the truth is, this is also the most difficult law to follow, because from childhood, we are trained in the wrong direction. We try to control people. We try to change others. We try to make everyone behave the way we want. We think, if they understand me, I will be happy. If they change, my life will be better. If they listen to me, everything will be fine. But slowly, life teaches you something very powerful. You cannot control people. You cannot control how they think. You cannot control how they behave. You cannot control how they treat you. And the more you try, the more frustrated you become. Because people have their own mind, their own emotions, their own problems, their own way of seeing the world. And no matter how much you explain, argue, or try, you cannot fully control another human being. So, what is the solution? Maturity gives a simple answer. Stop trying to control others and start controlling yourself. Now understand this deeply. When someone speaks badly to you, your first reaction is anger. Your heart starts beating fast. Your mind starts creating arguments. You feel like replying immediately. You want to prove yourself right. But in that moment, you have 2 choices. React or control yourself. And most people react. They speak without thinking. They shout. They say things they don't mean. And later, they regret it. But a mature person is different. They pause. They breathe. They think. They understand that this moment is not about the other person. It is about their own control. Because your reaction is your responsibility. Let me explain this in a simple way. Imagine someone insults you. Now that insult is just words, but your reaction gives those words power. If you react emotionally, those words hurt you more. If you stay calm, those words lose their power. So the real problem is not the situation. The real problem is your reaction to it. And this is where maturity begins. When you realize, I cannot control what happens, but I can control how I respond. This mindset changes everything. You stop taking things personally. You stop reacting to every small thing. You stop wasting your energy on useless arguments. Instead, you start choosing your response. Sometimes you speak. Sometimes you stay silent. Sometimes you walk away. Not because you are weak, but because you are in control. And this control is powerful. Because when you control yourself, no one else can control your emotions. No one can easily make you angry. No one can easily disturb your peace. No one can easily break your focus. You become stable. You become calm. You become strong from inside. Let's go deeper. Controlling yourself is not only about emotions. It is also about your habits, your discipline, your daily actions. For example, you know you should wake up early, but your mind says, sleep more. You know you should practice English, but your mind says, do it later. You know you should work on your goals, but your mind says, not today. Now again, you have two choices. Follow your mind or control it. Most people follow their feelings. They do what is easy. They do what feels comfortable. And that is why they stay the same. But mature people are different. They control their mind. They do what is necessary, even when they don't feel like it. They wake up when they don't want to. They work when they feel lazy. They stay disciplined, even when no one is watching. And this is real control, not controlling others, but controlling your own behavior. Because your future is built by your daily actions, and your daily actions are controlled by your mind. So if you control your mind, you control your life. Now let me tell you one more powerful truth. When you try to control others, you lose your energy. You waste time in arguments. You feel stressed. You feel frustrated. But when you control yourself, you save your energy. You stay focused. You stay peaceful. You grow faster because your energy is going in the right direction. So from today, stop trying to change people. Stop expecting others to behave perfectly. Stop reacting to everything. Instead, focus on yourself. Control your thoughts. Control your emotions. Control your actions. Because that is the only thing you truly have power over. And the moment you master this, you will notice something amazing. Your life becomes simpler. Your mind becomes clearer. Your confidence becomes stronger. And your presence becomes powerful. Because people respect those who are in control of themselves, not those who try to control others. So remember this line. You cannot control the world, but you can control yourself. And that is the beginning of real maturity. Law 2. Expect nothing. Appreciate everything. This is one of the most powerful laws of maturity. And if you truly understand this, you will remove most of the pain from your life. Because listen carefully. Most people are not suffering because life is bad. They are suffering because their expectations are too high. They expect people to behave in a certain way. They expect respect. They expect love. They expect support. They expect loyalty. They expect appreciation. And when they don't get it, they feel hurt. They feel disappointed. They feel broken. But here's the truth. The problem is not always people. The problem is expectation. Because expectation is like a silent contract that you create in your mind without telling anyone. You believe they should understand me. They should care about me. They should help me. But the other person does not even know about this expectation. And when they don't fulfill it, you feel betrayed. But they never promised anything. This is why expectation creates pain. Now maturity teaches you something different. It says, stop expecting, start appreciating. Let me explain this deeply. When you expect nothing from people, you become emotionally free. You stop depending on others for your happiness. You stop getting hurt easily. You stop feeling disappointed again and again. Because now, you are not waiting for anything from anyone. And whatever you receive feels like a gift. If someone helps you, you feel grateful. If someone supports you, you feel happy. If someone respects you, you feel valued. But if they don't, you are still okay, because you were not expecting it. This is real strength, not becoming cold, not becoming emotionless, but becoming balanced. You still care. You still love. You still give your best. But you don't attach expectations to it, and that changes everything. Let's go deeper. When you expect too much, even good things feel small. For example, if you expect someone to call you every day, and one day they don't, you feel ignored, even if they care about you, even if they are busy. But because of your expectation, you feel hurt. But if you expect nothing, and they call you, you feel happy. The same situation, different mindset, different feeling. That is the power of expectation. Now understand appreciation. Appreciation is not just saying thank you. It is a way of living. It means you notice the small good things in life. You value what you already have. You don't always look at what is missing, because most people live like this. They always focus on what they don't have. More money, more success, more attention, more validation. And because of this, they never feel satisfied, even when they have enough. But when you start appreciating, your perspective changes. You feel grateful for simple things: a peaceful day, a supportive friend, a small achievement, a moment of calm. And this gratitude creates happiness from inside, not from outside. Because external things change, people change, situations change. But appreciation keeps your mind stable. Now let me tell you something very important. Expecting nothing does not mean you accept disrespect. It does not mean you allow people to treat you badly. It does not mean you lower your standards. No, it means you don't depend on others for your happiness. You still set boundaries. You still respect yourself. You still walk away from toxic people, but you don't expect them to change for you. You simply choose better for yourself. And this is maturity. Now apply this to your daily life. When you do something for someone, don't expect anything in return. When you help someone, don't expect appreciation. When you work hard, don't expect immediate results. Just do your part and let life respond in its own way. Because when you give without expectation, you feel light, you feel free, you feel peaceful. And when something good comes back, it feels even more beautiful. Now connect this with your growth. If you are learning English, don't expect instant fluency. Don't expect perfection in a few days. Don't expect everything to be easy. Instead, appreciate your progress. Appreciate every small improvement, every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, every mistake you correct. Because growth is slow, and if you keep expecting fast results, you will feel frustrated. But if you appreciate small progress, you will stay motivated. You will keep moving forward. And one day, you will reach your goal. So remember this clearly. Expectation creates pressure. Appreciation creates peace. Expectation creates disappointment. Appreciation creates happiness. Expectation makes you dependent. Appreciation makes you strong. So from today, change your mindset. Stop expecting from people. Stop expecting from situations. Start appreciating everything you receive. Because when you expect nothing and appreciate everything, you become unstoppable from inside. And that is real maturity. Law 3. Do your best and trust the process. This is one of the deepest laws of maturity, because this law is not about motivation. It is about patience. It is about discipline. It is about continuing, even when you don't see results. Now listen carefully. Most people don't fail because they are not capable. They fail because they don't stay consistent. They start with excitement. They feel motivated in the beginning. They make plans. They set goals. But after a few days, when results don't come, their energy goes down. They start doubting. They start thinking, is this even working? Am I wasting my time? Why am I not seeing results? And slowly, they stop. Not because they cannot do it, but because they don't trust the process. And this is where maturity makes the difference. A mature person understands one simple truth. Results take time. Growth is not always visible, and progress is often slow and silent. Let me explain this clearly. Imagine you plant a seed. On day 1, nothing happens. On day 2, nothing happens. On day 5, still nothing happens. If you look at the ground, you will think nothing is growing. But under the soil, something is happening. Roots are developing, strength is building, the plant is preparing to grow. And then one day, it finally comes out. Now think about this. If you dig the soil every day to check, you will destroy the process. This is exactly what people do in life. They keep checking results too early. They keep doubting too soon. They don't allow the process to work. And that is why they never grow. So what does maturity say? It says, do your best every day and trust the process. Now understand this deeply. Doing your best does not mean being perfect. It means giving your full effort with honesty, even on days when you feel tired, even on days when you don't feel motivated, even on days when nothing seems to work, because your feelings will change every day. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel weak. But your actions must stay consistent. And this is where discipline comes in. Discipline means you do what is needed, even when you don't feel like doing it. For example, you wake up in the morning. Your mind says, sleep more. But your goal says, wake up and work. Now this is the moment that decides your future. If you follow your feelings, you go back to sleep. If you follow discipline, you get up and take action. And this small decision, repeated every day, creates a big difference. Now let's talk about trusting the process. This is where most people struggle, because they want fast results. They want quick success. They want immediate change. But real growth does not happen like this. Real growth is slow. It happens in small steps, in small improvements, in daily practice. And most of the time, you don't even notice it. But one day, you look back and you realize you have changed completely. That is the power of trust in the process. Now connect this with your life. If you are learning English, you cannot expect fluency in a few days. You cannot expect perfection immediately. You will make mistakes. You will forget words. You will feel stuck sometimes. But if you keep practicing every day, even for a short time, you are improving, even if you don't feel it. Every sentence you speak, every word you learn, every mistake you correct is part of the process. And if you trust this process, you will not quit. You will stay consistent. And consistency always wins. Now let me tell you another important truth. When you focus only on results, you feel pressure. You feel stress. You feel fear of failure. But when you focus on effort, you feel calm. You feel in control. Because effort is in your hands. Results are not always in your hands. So shift your focus. Stop asking, when will I succeed? Start asking, did I give my best today? Because if you win your day, you win your life. One day at a time, one step at a time. And slowly, your life transforms. Now understand this clearly. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be days when you compare yourself with others and you feel behind. But in those moments, this law will guide you. Do your best. Trust the process. Keep going. Because success is not for the fastest person. Success is for the person who does not stop. So from today, stop rushing, stop doubting, stop looking for quick results. Instead, show up every day, give your best effort, stay consistent, and trust that the process is working, even when you cannot see it. Because one day, everything will make sense, and you will realize that all those small efforts were building a powerful version of you, and that is real maturity. Law 4. Learn to react less. This is a silent law of maturity. It does not make noise. It does not show off. But it makes you powerful in a way most people never understand. Because in today's world, people react to everything. Every message, every opinion, every comment, every small situation. Someone says something wrong. They react immediately. Someone disagrees. They react emotionally. Someone ignores them. They overthink and react internally. And slowly, they lose their peace. They lose their clarity. They lose their control. But maturity teaches you something very different. Not everything deserves your reaction. Let me explain this deeply. Reaction is instant. Response is controlled. Reaction comes from emotion. Response comes from awareness. And most people live in reaction. They don't pause. They don't think. They don't understand. They just react. And later, they regret. Think about this. How many times have you said something in anger and later wished you stayed silent? How many times have you reacted quickly and later realized it was not even important? How many times have you wasted your energy on things that didn't matter? This is what happens when you react too much. You give your power away. Now understand something very important. Every time you react emotionally, you lose control of yourself. And when you lose control, you make poor decisions. You hurt relationships. You damage your image. You create unnecessary problems. But when you learn to react less, everything changes. You become calm. You become aware. You become in control. Now let's go deeper. Learning to react less does not mean you become weak. It does not mean you accept everything. It does not mean you stay silent all the time. No, it means you choose when to react. You choose how to react. You don't react automatically. You respond intentionally. For example, someone says something negative to you. An immature person reacts immediately. They argue. They defend. They try to prove themselves right. But a mature person pauses. They think, is this even worth my energy? And many times, the answer is no. So they stay silent, or they respond calmly. Not because they are weak, but because they are strong enough to stay in control. Now understand this clearly. Not everything in life needs your reaction. Some things need your silence. Some things need your patience. Some things need your ignorance. Because when you react to everything, you become emotionally tired. Your mind becomes heavy. You feel stressed. But when you react less, your mind becomes peaceful. You save your energy. You focus on what truly matters. Now let's talk about emotional control. This is the heart of this law. Your emotions are natural. Anger, sadness, frustration, they will come. You cannot stop them. but you can control what you do with them. You don't have to act on every emotion. You don't have to express everything immediately. You can feel it and still stay calm. This is maturity. Let me give you a simple technique. When something triggers you, pause for a few seconds. Don't speak immediately. Don't react instantly. Take a breath. Think. Ask yourself, will this matter tomorrow? Is this worth my peace? Am I reacting or responding? And in that small pause, you create control. That pause is your power. Now connect this with your daily life. When you are learning English, many times you feel frustrated. You forget words. You make mistakes. People may judge you. You may feel embarrassed. And your reaction is to stop, to stay silent, to avoid speaking. But if you react less, you handle it differently. You accept mistakes. You stay calm. You continue practicing. You don't let small emotions stop your progress. And because of this, you improve faster. Because growth needs patience, not emotional reactions. Now understand one more powerful truth. People who react less are respected more. Because they don't create drama. They don't speak unnecessarily. They don't lose control easily. They appear strong. They appear confident. They appear stable. And people trust such individuals because they know this person will not react without thinking. This person is balanced. This person is mature. So from today, start practicing this law. Don't react to everything. Don't answer every comment. Don't argue in every situation. Choose your reactions carefully. Sometimes speak. Sometimes stay silent. Sometimes walk away. Because your peace is more important than proving a point. And your control is more important than your ego. So remember this line. React less, think more, stay calm, and protect your energy. Because the moment you control your reactions, you take control of your life. And that is real maturity. Law 5. Stop telling people everything. This is one of the most misunderstood laws of maturity. Because most people believe sharing everything is honesty. Talking openly is confidence. Telling people my plans will motivate me. But reality is very different. Maturity teaches you something powerful. Not everything needs to be shared. Not everyone needs to know your life. Not every thought needs to come out of your mouth. Because the more you speak, the more you expose your energy. And the more you expose your energy, the more it gets disturbed. Now understand this deeply. Every time you tell someone your plans, you invite their opinions. And not all opinions are positive. Some people will doubt you. Some people will question you. Some people will laugh at you. Some people will secretly feel jealous. And slowly, their words start affecting your mind. Even if you were confident before, now you start thinking, maybe I can't do this. Maybe they are right. Maybe this is too difficult. And without realizing, you lose your momentum. This is why mature people move differently. They don't announce their plans. They don't explain everything. They don't seek validation from everyone. They stay quiet. They work silently. They let their results speak. Because results are louder than words. Let me explain this in a simple way. Imagine you are building something important. A skill, a business, a goal. Now, if you keep talking about it every day, you feel like you are making progress. But in reality, you are only talking, not doing. And this creates a false sense of achievement. You feel satisfied without actually achieving anything. But when you stay silent, you feel the need to act. You focus more. You work more. You think more deeply, and that is where real growth happens. Now understand another important truth. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. This is a hard reality. Some people will support you, but some people will not. Some people will smile in front of you, but doubt you behind your back. Some people will act friendly, but feel uncomfortable when you grow. And if you share everything with everyone, you give access to your life to the wrong people. That is why maturity says, be selective, be careful, protect your vision. Now, this does not mean you become secretive in a negative way. It does not mean you stop communicating. It does not mean you isolate yourself. No, it means you become aware of what to share and with whom. You share your thoughts with people who understand you. You share your goals with people who support you. You share your struggles with people who genuinely care. But you don't share everything with everyone, because not everyone deserves that access. Now let's talk about energy. Every time you explain your life, you use mental energy. Every time you defend your plans, you lose focus. Every time you try to make others understand, you distract yourself from your own path. But when you stay silent, you save that energy. You use it for your growth. You use it for your work. You use it for becoming better. And this makes you powerful, because focused energy creates results. Now connect this with your daily life. If you are learning English, don't keep telling everyone, I will become fluent. I will speak perfectly. I will improve fast. Instead, practice quietly. Speak daily. Make mistakes. Improve slowly. And one day, when you speak confidently, people will notice, without you saying anything. That is real progress. Now understand one more powerful thing. Silence increases your value. When you talk less, people listen more. When you speak only when needed, your words carry weight. When you don't explain everything, people become curious, and your presence becomes stronger. But when you talk too much, people stop listening. Your words lose importance, and your energy gets scattered. So learn to speak less, but speak with purpose. Learn to share less, but share wisely. Learn to move silently, but move with clarity. Because silence is not weakness. Silence is focus. Silence is discipline. Silence is power. So from today, stop telling people everything. Stop explaining your every move. Stop seeking validation from others. Instead, focus on your actions. Focus on your growth. Focus on your goals. And let your success speak for you. Because when your results start showing, you won't need to say anything. And that is real maturity. Law 6. Choose your friends wisely. This is one of the most powerful laws of maturity. Because your life is not shaped only by your decisions. It is shaped by the people around you. The people you talk to every day. The people you spend your time with. The people you listen to. Slowly, without even realizing, you start becoming like them. Their mindset becomes your mindset. Their habits become your habits. Their level becomes your level. And that is why this law is so important. Because the wrong people can slowly destroy your life, and the right people can completely transform it. Now listen carefully. Most people choose friends emotionally, not wisely. They choose people who are fun, people who are easy to talk to, people who agree with them, people who make them feel comfortable. But maturity teaches something different. Don't choose friends based only on comfort. Choose them based on growth, because comfort can keep you stuck, but growth will move you forward. Let me explain this clearly. If your friends are negative, you will start thinking negatively. If your friends complain all the time, you will start complaining too. If your friends are lazy, you will slowly lose your discipline. If your friends have no goals, you will also lose your direction. And this happens slowly, not in one day, not in one week, but over time, you change. Without noticing, this is the power of environment. Now think about the opposite. If your friends are focused, you will become focused. If your friends are disciplined, you will become disciplined. If your friends talk about growth, you will start thinking about growth. If your friends take action, you will feel inspired to act. Because energy spreads, mindset spreads, habits spread. So your circle decides your future. Now understand one more important truth. Not everyone who is close to you is good for you. Sometimes, people stay in your life just because they are old friends, or because you feel attached, or because you are afraid to be alone. But maturity means you are not afraid to choose better, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels difficult, because your future is more important than your comfort. Now, this does not mean you leave everyone. It means you become aware. You observe people. You understand their influence on your life, and you make conscious choices. Let me tell you how to choose wisely. Choose people who respect your time. Choose people who respect your goals. Choose people who support your growth. Choose people who are honest with you. Choose people who push you to become better. Not people who pull you down. Not people who distract you. Not people who waste your energy. Because your time is your life, and who you spend it with decides what your life becomes. Now let's talk about something important. Being alone is better than being with the wrong people. Many people stay in bad circles just because they don't want to feel lonely. But the truth is, wrong company creates more damage than loneliness. Wrong people can break your confidence. They can kill your motivation. They can make you doubt yourself. They can take you away from your goals. But when you are alone, you have peace. You have clarity. You have space to grow. And when you grow, you naturally attract better people. So don't be afraid to stand alone for some time. It is not weakness. It is strength. Now connect this with your growth. If you are learning English, your environment matters a lot. If you stay around people who don't care about learning, you will lose interest. If you stay around people who make fun of your mistakes, you will stop speaking. But if you stay around people who are also learning, who are also improving, who are also practicing, you will grow faster because you feel supported, you feel motivated, you feel encouraged. So choose your environment wisely, even if it is online, even if it is through videos, even if it is through learning communities. Because your environment is not just physical, it is also mental. What you watch, what you listen, who you follow, all of this shapes your thinking. Now understand one final truth. Mature people don't have many friends. They have the right friends. They don't chase attention. They don't try to please everyone. They focus on quality, yet not quantity. Because one real friend who supports you, understands you, and helps you grow is more valuable than many people who distract you. So from today, be careful about your circle. Observe. Choose wisely. Protect your time and energy. And surround yourself with people who make you better. Because your life will always move in the direction of your environment. And when you choose the right people, you choose the right future. And that is real maturity. So now, you know the 6 laws of maturity. Not just to listen, but to live. Because your life will not change. When you hear powerful ideas, your life will change when you apply them daily. Start small. Control yourself. Expect less. Trust the process. React less. Speak less. Choose better people. And slowly, you will notice something powerful. You will become calm in situations where others lose control. You will think clearly where others feel confused. You will move forward while others stay stuck. That is the power of maturity. And remember, while you are listening to this, you are also improving your English. You are training your mind to think better. You are learning to understand powerful ideas in simple English. And that will help you speak with confidence. So if you want to grow in life and improve your English at the same time, make sure you stay connected with this channel. Subscribe now and be part of this journey. Because this is not just a channel. This is your daily step towards a better life.